Slap the grout to your uniform, scrape some off and put it behind the tiles. Welcome to Simplified Sparky Marketing. I stumbled across this clip on Instagram the other day and it triggered me a little bit because I think what annoys me the most about this is it's kind of a mindset that people have, and it's something that if somebody's in a similar boat to this person, they relate to it and they're like, you know what, it is quiet. And, you know, work is ebbs and flows and it's not coming in the door consistently, but you get out what you put in. And I'm going to play you this clip now and then I'm going to explain afterwards.
I made £9,000 last week, but I've just had 2 big jobs cancel on me and then I've got a holiday. So that's 3 weeks without any work. So did I really make 9 grand in a week? No. It's crazy how it changes in the trade, because if you used to ask me 3 weeks ago if I'm busy, I'd have said, yeah, fucking booked up for 2 months, got loads on. And you do a job 10 days quicker than you should have. 2 huge jobs cancel on you. And then before you know it, you've got no work. I started this business when I was 19 and I've been busy ever since. But this last year or two just hasn't been the same. I think there's a lot going on in the world and people are scared to spend the money. And to be honest, I don't blame them. I wouldn't have a tradesman at my house at the minute. It's good that you can have them jobs to keep the mortgage paid for a few months, so you're not stressed out like I have been over the last 5 years. But yeah, them £9,000 weeks aren't what they're made up to be. The universe soon evens it all out for you. There's no way it can be yin, 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 yin. You've got to have some yang, 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 yang.
Now, before I continue as well, this guy seems like a top guy. He seems like an absolute legend and I have nothing against him. What I am saying is it's his business model and the back end of the business, because what I did was I took the time to do a little bit of stalking to check out what his efforts are, what he's doing to get more business in. So I started with a little bit of a search, found his business name, and he does not have a website. As far as I know, he does not have a website. And if he does, it is very, very difficult to find it. So I found a business with a similar name to his, if not an identical name, in the UK, and I don't believe it's his website. It looks like it's a different area. So that's one thing. This guy's got a huge following on Instagram. He's got over 16,000 followers. And I believe, in my opinion, he's kind of relying on Instagram and word of mouth as his sources of income. There's also zero calls to action on this profile on Instagram. There's no website. There's no nothing. There's no call to action. It's just a message button. And I mean, that's just wasted real estate. That his company website isn't polished and it's just sitting there in front of 16,000 people. It's reckless. Now, this is something that I learned in this past year is a big following doesn't mean a big income. I would rather have less of a following on socials and have paying clients than have a huge bloated following and getting no money. And I believe this is what this person has drummed up, because tiling is one of those professions that even I love watching it. Like if someone's tiling something, it is extremely satisfying to watch it. I don't know what it is. Most people can relate to this. If not, I don't know what your game is or what you enjoy watching, but even things like bricklaying, I enjoy watching bricklaying as well. There's something extremely satisfying about it. All electricians out there are now saying, I wish people seen that with electrical, that it was so satisfying to watch someone fitting off a PowerPoint. But unfortunately, there's nothing sexy about that. We just have to get on with it. They stalked down like the back end of his business to see if he had a website. He doesn't. Does he have a Google business profile? He doesn't. You go to his Instagram page and it is, he does a lot of videos talking about his jobs and stuff. And I shit you not, there is literally more grout on his uniform than behind the tiles. And this is quite common with tilers and stuff like that. But this is the kind of image that, who's your ideal client? Who do you want to work with? Because if I was to give you a Sparky equivalent, it would be like somebody just after crawling underneath a house or in the roof space and they were fucking covered in head to toe in dust and dirt, and you're walking around by someone's fucking nice new lounge, or you're in their kitchen or around their house, possibly shedding that dust around there. That's the kind of stuff that people pick up on, and that's the kind of stuff that people look for when they're hiring a trade. And look, obviously, the reality is we're not all squeaky clean. When we're doing work, we do get dirty. But for example, if you're going crawling underneath the floor in a roof, I would advise you as an individual or you as a company owner to buy yourself and your team that they're the little white suits. You can get them on Amazon for about $15 and they're the business. You could just zip up and put that on and you can crawl underneath the floor, into the roof space, etc. They're pretty disposable. You'll get a few wears out of them, permitting how dirty it is underneath there. but they will literally cover you from head to toe. You can crawl around, you can roll around, you can fucking slide along the place and you will remain clean. Whereas this is the image that this guy is giving off, is like, he's a Tyler and stuff like that, but like, he looks grotty with his uniform. It's just covered in silicone, it's covered in grout, it's covered in everything. But it's like, dude, get a rag, wipe your hand on a rag or whatever you're wiping, put it on a wet rag or something like that. It's these little things, like not looking presentable, not having a website, not having a Google business profile. And look, you can play the poor mouth that I'm not getting any work. There's ebbs and flows. And there's a lot of negative mindset about him as well, that he was like, I wouldn't have anybody in my house either. That's a horrible mindset to have as a business owner. It should be positivity of like, fuck it, there's definitely work out there. Something has to get tiled. People need tilers, builders need tilers, owners need stuff tiled, they need bathrooms, kitchens, splashbacks and stuff like that. There's loads of work out there, but the fact that he's brought it back to like, I wouldn't have anybody in my house either. But it's the way he says, like, you get $9,000 one week and then he's got stuff on, he's got his holidays, he's got his bits and pieces, which is fair. Everybody's entitled to their holidays. But he's saying then you don't get paid on your holidays, which is fair. But what he should be doing and building is an ecosystem where that return work is going to come in. If he doesn't have a website, I dare say, who knows if he's got a job management software? Has he got a client retention system in place? I would doubt that very, very much so. And that is why the clients aren't coming back again, or you're not staying top of mind with those clients, that they are then delivering you referral work because you're staying top of mind with them as well. But there's a number of things going wrong. But the main aim of this podcast today was like, this is the kind of shit you hear in suppliers, or you'll meet somebody else that's a tradie at a barbecue or something, and they'll be like, oh, fuck, it's quiet out there, mate, isn't it? It's like, yeah, well, what are you doing? Like, what avenues are you going down with your marketing? Are you actually doing stuff? And then they'll go, yeah, I'm making a website there now shortly. It's like, doing it shortly, or you going to do it today? It's like, yeah, my 16-year-old niece is going to make it and she's meant to be really good at it. It's like, that's totally the wrong thing to do, and that's going to shoot you in the foot even further, being a nice guy. So there's all these little things of like the mindset of people of there's nothing coming in, or it's consistency. It's doing efforts consistently in your business that compound. You do one thing today, you spend 10 minutes working your business today, you spend 10 minutes working the next day, and over the week, you've built 70 minutes of marketing efforts in your business for that week. And that's all you have to do is like chip away, be consistent, and put those things into place. And then over time, you will have that organic flow of leads in, because I do not believe in running ads either. I'm very anti-ads up until you've got everything sorted out in your business. You know how to nurture your leads coming in, you know how to convert your leads, hand your leads, and have them coming back for more. You need to milk that organic cow dry, as I say, until you start even thinking about ads. You'll get the digital guru bros and they're like, yeah, man, you just need to run ads. You'll get loads of work. But what about the holes that are leaking when it comes in? A website is only as good as how you push it as well, because the website can be there, but if you don't have the correct stuff in place, having a high conversion website as well. There's no point in having a profile style website where you look at it and it doesn't really tell you what's going on or how you can actually help the client. He's better off having an extremely simple website with simple calls to action, easy forms to fill out, and then just a load of little videos of jobs that he's done. That proves his work. That gives him authority, and that makes him a very easy choice to select. But he just doesn't have that. And like, it's a shame, because the guy seems like a top guy. It seems like he would be likable. He would be very easy to hire, but it's just he's not putting himself out there enough. This little bit as well, I can't fathom working off hourly rate. I never work off hourly rate. And look, there's a time and place where you may have to. However, I just like to give a fixed price, an estimate, a budget to work within. 99% of the time, I just give a quote on what I'm doing. And this comes with experience as well. This is quite difficult to figure out at the start. But when you do the work, you get a gauge of the time this kind of work does. And I think when you do consistently do the same kind of work, you get better and better at this. This clip here is a dead giveaway. This guy works off hourly rate or maybe on square meter. But if he was working on square meter, it would lead me to believe he's winning and having a fucking great old time for 10 days off. But have a listen to this.
And you do a job 10 days quicker than you should have. 2 huge jobs cancel on you. And then before you know it, you've got no work.
If right is right and you quote stuff the way that I stress to quote, that guy should be laughing. He should be absolutely rubbing his hands, saying, I've quoted this job so well. I'm finishing 10 days earlier that means a week and 3 days that I'm actually winning. And this is where it kills me with hourly rate, because if you work on hourly rate, you punish yourself for being a good tradesman, particularly a sparky. If you're doing hourly rate as a sparky, it suits the inefficient sparkies. But if you're a business owner, you're most likely rewired and you're a different style of person, that you rip through stuff, you're organized, you get shit done quickly and efficiently. That's just how we're wired. And if you do that on hourly rate, you actually earn less money. And this seems to be what happened with this guy as well. So the business structure seems to be very much so off. He should be doing fixed pricing, if not a square meter. I think Tyler's work off square meters. So whatever a bathroom is, that's probably what he's quoting. He's giving out that he's finished the job 10 days early and then he's got nothing to go to. Man, if you've quoted correctly, like, you're laughing. You finished the job 10 days early. That means you can chill out for 10 days if you want, or you can go and find some more work. As I said at the start of the podcast, you get out what you put in, and it's this time of year where we're just about to hit into January of next year. And it's what I kind of say to people is, what's next year going to look like? Are we going to be back in this position in 12 months' time again, where it's been the exact same ebbs and flows of a shitty year? How's your 2026 going to look? Ask yourself that.